and boys got to get hyped up, man. You know, they're playing a premier team right now.
To jump in there, I mean, being a college athlete, like the psychology of that is, I think it plays a big role into it. I mean, you gotta ask your organization almost. I mean, you can't, like, you want Bama, but you can't psych yourself out saying that they're out of your league. I mean, you're there for a reason. You just gotta trust in what you've been doing all year and bring that underdog mentality, and hopefully they put up a good fight, man. You know, so I think the psychology of not putting Alabama above what you've been doing all year is going to play an important factor in that game. So hopefully when everyone steps on the line and you hear that whistle going, hopefully Cincinnati gets some good momentum so they build that confidence underneath them really into the game.
I think a big thing is going to be like depth. You know, can they?
Yeah, true.
Because they've got, you know, Cincinnati's got some pieces I think that can keep up with some aspects of what Alabama does. You know, like their corners and things like that. But it's everything else in between that, you know, how is that going to measure up? And then, you know, can they do that for 4 quarters?
Right.
So, Maddie K with Ravensgaming, man, what do you got on Cincinnati and Alabama? Think so?
Nice. Heck yeah.
Hey Matt, make sure that you have got your mic where we can share your mic. I'm not sure if you're coming through or not.
It's in the PlayStation chat is what he's talking about. Just go to the chat and hit share audio or allow audio to be shared. But I tell you what, man, you know, Nick, there's been a little, you know, I don't know what they're called, memes, I guess, I don't know, floating around of Nick Saban conference after the game. If you know, if you follow football and you know Nick Saban, you know exactly what he was saying. So, but what he said was, and man, it's pretty awesome. He said he was talking to the news media and everything. He told the news media, he goes, normally, you know, y'all are feeding us rat poison, and it's fatal. But this week, y'all fed us rat poison, and it was yummy. I was like, oh my God. What he means by that is normally Alabama is always being talked about how dominant they are. So they're feeding all the other teams they got to play, you know, it's called billboard material, you know, bulletin board material, you know, and that's what coaches use to try to get their team fired up to play an Alabama team. Well, he's not lying. This week leading up to that Georgia game, all you heard was Georgia this, Georgia that, Georgia this, Georgia that. And so he was just letting them know, you know, y'all fed us rat poison this week and it was yummy, you know. And I was just like, this dude's crazy, man. It's just,
yeah.
I thought it was pretty awesome myself.
I think the older you get, though, man, you kind of earn that right to, you know, say things off your rocker a little bit, and it just kind of make this head scratchers. And I don't know. I was talking to Nate about it, you know, before the game was even played and everything, and it seemed like everybody's rolling the red carpet out for Georgia, you know, and it's just one of those things. Like I told Nate, like I took Bama on a parlay this past weekend, you know, plus 6.5, and I just had a gut feeling like it's still Saban. It's still Alabama, and it's a big game.
Mm-hmm.
So until somebody really knocks them off, man, it's kind of hard to bet against them. And, you know, they had a rough last 3 games of their schedule, from what I remember. And, you know, going into some struggles with Auburn, there at the end, and some people are really just giving them down the road, and it's like, man, y'all do remember who this is, you know what I mean? And so now Alabama fans are like, man, this is supposed to have been a rebuilding year. And it's like there's really no such thing in Alabama as far as rebuilding.
No.
What's the receiver,
Yeah.
Minchie or whatever?
Minchie, yeah.
Yeah, he's out, tore ACL. But guess what? Guess what? There's
They got
another
someone
one
right
going to
behind.
come right in, and they probably are not going to miss a beat.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. So I do feel like that. The whole depth thing is going to be crucial, and in that Georgia game, my thoughts on it going in was, Georgia was known for their defense, and how was Alabama's defense going to hold up against Georgia's offense? That kind of thing, and so because that was probably the two weakest going into this game, man. It's just like took Alabama. I was a little bit worried at the beginning of that game, and I'm not an Alabama fan or anything by any means, but it looked like that they were, Georgia was about to put it on them, and then all of a sudden, just a little bit of momentum, and the Alabama just did not look back. Probably towards the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not always right on things like that, but I have watched a lot of football, man. And what I was telling my son-in-law, that's a big Bama fan, going in, that what I was curious to see and what I felt like was going to happen is, and it was going to be hard on Georgia because of Georgia has just turned in one of the most dominant, if not the dominant, regular season college history. How are they going to respond if they get hit when they get hit in the mouth? They don't know yet. Yeah. They have no idea. And to be honest, they kind of didn't respond. They got punched in the mouth and realized we're in a game. They kind of didn't respond. And I mean, they need to be ready, man, because if they're not ready, that historic season is going to go down the drain, because I'm telling you, Michigan is fired up.
Yeah,
Michigan
I was about to talk about, they're bringing their best football right now, man.
Yep.
Yeah, moving on over to that game. I mean, it was Michigan's kind of came out of nowhere, and it seems like that those guys are playing with a chip on their shoulder, for their own personal reasons and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you feel like that was that the right call based on everything that Michigan has done? They were the number 2 seed or whatever, and for them to get jumped by Bama. Matt, what do you think? Hey, Matt.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. And there's going to be a lot of people out there that's going to say we've seen it coming. Because if they kind of didn't move Alabama up and do all this other stuff, they couldn't have ended up with possible 2 SEC teams in the national championship game. And I'm sure that's what people are thinking, because I don't really know how you don't just move Georgia down and move everybody up 1, especially with Michigan turning in a 42-3 win in their championship game.
Yeah.
It don't make sense to me, but I do get it. It's there. It's strength of schedule. Alabama's by far is tougher. They did beat the undefeated number 1 team, and you can't, it's kind of like, I see it, but I'm predicting right now, man, I'm predicting it being Alabama, Michigan for the national championship. Is what I think, man.
That'd be a fun one, man.
And man, the only reason I think that, man, is I'm telling you, Michigan. You ever have those teams that have this wall in front of them they can't get through? And Michigan's wall was Ohio State. They finally got them, and it's like they ain't looking back. Because I was kind of thinking, because Michigan always has these games against teams that seems like they shouldn't have these games against. And Iowa is a pretty good, stable program, and man, they just put it on them. That was by far the I'm looking at the scores now. That was by far probably the biggest gap. I mean, 42-3
Yeah,
in your championship game.
no doubt.
You know,
So you're calling it right now. You're saying Michigan's going to take out Georgia,
mm-hmm.
and then it's going to be Michigan and Bama in the national title game.
Yep.
I hope so, man. Honestly, I'd like to see Michigan, Cincinnati. If you want to know the truth, I'm tired of seeing Bama. But
Oh, dude, don't get me. I want Cincinnati to win it all for football. You know, I want them to win it all. I want to be wrong on this. I'm just, I'm looking at it. You know, to me, seeing a team, it would help the argument. It would probably help the argument that me and Biggerton has talked about a few times of expanding the playoffs a little bit, maybe to give these teams a shot. You know,
yeah.
If they go up there, because I mean, I think it's going to help it. The argument, anyways, is they just go up there and compete. You know,
Yeah.
like, hey, we gave them a shot. They man, I don't know, man. There were some good games, though. There were some really good games, man. Did y'all see the ending of the Baylor Oklahoma State game?
Oh man, that was devastating.
Wow, talk about inches, huh?
Oh gosh, man. Poor kids, man.
Yeah, I like Oklahoma State too, man. Really like their defense. See, they're supposed to be the poor man's, I guess, poor man's Bama is what they've been compared to, especially on the defensive side. So, that was disheartening, man. They just put themselves in a bind early on. They got too far behind and stuff like that towards the end, man. They were moving the ball and didn't necessarily agree with the play calling they had there at the end, though. They, first and goal from the 1,
mm-hmm.
and just couldn't get it in. I don't know. I guess hindsight or whatever, but
were you guys able to watch the ACC championship at all between Pitt and Wake Forest?
oh my God,
I was able to watch it enough that I'm as a defensive guy, I'm kind of pissed off on that one quarterback run.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching exactly. I mean, he's lucky he didn't hurt himself. Honestly, you see his ankle roll up on him.
Yeah, you see that defensive player pull up too, and oh man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings on that. I mean, they implemented that rule to protect the quarterback, and then finally somebody kind of took advantage of that and pushed the envelope a little bit, because you don't, on the, at least in the the televised games, things like that, you don't really see that too much.
Yeah.
So I don't. Maybe it was just how it played out, and there was enough space in between to allow him to do that. But as far as being a heads-up play, and kind of for that particular moment, man, that set the tone for the rest of the game. That was a really good game, at least first half, and then I think Pitt kind of pulled away, second half. So
yeah, I mean, it was very high scoring. I think it was like 21-7 in the first quarter, and then Wake Forest kind of plateaued, and then Pitt's like, all right, it's our time to take over, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see how Kenny Pickett can translate to the NFL, because I don't know, man, I think he's going to be looking good in the NFL.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be one of those quarterbacks you don't hear a whole lot about, and he just kind of when it comes combine day, he's going to show out a little bit is what I'm feeling. But and he seems to be fitting the new style of quarterback that we see a lot of, with not necessarily Lamar type mobility, but halfway decent mobility in the pocket and get out of it. And he broke Dan Marino's passing touchdown record. That is freaking huge in itself, and so the kid can play. But we will move on to our guest tonight with Maddie K from Ravensgaming. Matt, you're in a couple of our leagues. You've been with us now for, probably over, a year or two, and we've been in other leagues together and that kind of thing. Man, tell us a little bit about yourself and, what you got going on with Ravensgaming over on Facebook. How long have you been playing Madden? Oh, yeah? Now, are you primarily on the PS4 right now, or do you move up to next gen? Are you on Xbox? What? Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Do you feel like you personally, like, which one are you more comfortable on? Mm-hmm. Now you're talking about where the home field advantage, where it shakes the screen and all that. Yeah. So overall gameplay on next gen, how does is that the biggest difference that you see, or the overall gameplay? I mean, what's your thoughts on that? You think it's more realistic? Yeah. How hard is it to go back and forth between the two consoles and stay competitive? Right. Yeah. Yeah, way back in the day, man, we used to we had leagues on both platforms, and that's we're hoping to get back to that before too long. It's kind of tough because we're trying to decide when's going to be the right time to make the move over to PS5 and that kind of thing. So um, it's always good to hear different feedback, and that way we can kind of make our own opinion and and that kind of thing. But because I've heard mixed reviews, and I'm sure Bickerton and Boss can say the same, from the feedback that they've heard. So, but what do you have? I know you're part of this Backyard Bullies. I mean, tell us a little bit about that. All right. How many guys do you have in your crew? No. Yeah. Are they kind of scattered out when it comes to consoles, or do you guys prefer a certain version? Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I remember was William White, isn't he in there? I remember him from the old XGL days. So talk to him, dude, man. So what do you guys typically do? As far as, I mean, you're in a crew now. What's the next step when you have a crew of that magnitude? Is that something you set up on your own, or is that through different forums and things on Facebook, or? Gotcha. What how do you see yourself as far as out of those 32? Where do you think you fall in at? Oh yeah, you go piss a lot of people off, man. That's it. Hey, we say that stuff all the time, man. You beat somebody one time, they can never take that away from you. You know what I mean? I don't care if you beat my ass 99 more times. You know, I still beat you that one time. You can't take that away from me. So, I heard that, man. Well, we've got, this coming weekend, I'll be putting together, finishing up what we tried to do last weekend, and we had some things come up to where we couldn't get around to it, but we'll have a 16-man tournament. We're going to do a $10 entry. Winner will get $100, and then second place or runner-up, they'll get their money back, kind of thing, or possibly, we could work something out with free entry to the next tournament, kind of stuff. So, would love to have some of your dudes come out from your crew, man, and let's try to build this thing up and help Ravensgaming, help JTDG, help Backyard Bullies. Let's start putting some people on the map and start doing things the right way. Yeah, I got to put together a flyer and all that stuff, but I'm kind of doing tentative registration right now, so I've already got some people that signed up. I'm not sure if JTDG will be in it or not yet. I think we're kind of going to be a last resort, because this one here is kind of something that we kind of want to give back to the community and start providing, that kind of stuff, instead of it being, us going in and competing kind of thing. So we will in the future, but and if we don't, for some reason we can't get 16 to join, then I know that our guys will absolutely be chomping at the bit to get in there. But it'll be full blown, no rules kind of thing, be tournament style. We may have some small rules like wide receiver at tight end. You can't do that dumb shit. But yeah. So we'll try to maintain it. But as far as like cooldown and custom playbooks, I mean, all that, there won't be any cooldown. You can use custom books, because me personally, and majority of our guys feel the same way. When we start handicapping ourselves and using default playbooks and stuff like that, you're kind of limited to who runs that playbook the best. You know what I mean? So we want to find, when we do our tournaments, we want to find out who really is the best Madden player. And that goes for offense and defense. And let's cut up and see what happens. Hopefully we might be able to squeeze Bickerton in if he's not hammering down some White Claws on the weekend.
Hey now.
Oh my bad. Trulies or what is it? What's the other one called? Is it White Claws and Trulies now, or are you still on Zimas?
Oh Lord.
Man, I can't believe the Ravens just lost, man. They went for 2. Why?
They deserve to lose. They did that.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm just surprised, man. Exactly. Hey, he needs to listen to Josh Pitts and follow that rule. He says you just gotta take the points, man.
I ain't gonna say never, but I do. I take my points when they're there. But it's strategy. Maybe they don't want the number 1 seed. I don't know.
So, Matthew, besides using the Ravens, who's your second favorite team to use? You don't have one. Just Ravens. Okay. Yeah, they're fun to play with. I like Joe Mixon the best, man. That's my boy.
Couldn't do it.
Wow.
I'd rather take
Josh,
a big scoop of sawdust and throw it right in my eyeballs than play with Cincinnati or anybody else in the AFC North.
Hey, you better watch out.
I'm just saying. Hey, just
you better
saying.
watch out, man. You guys, that was a big loss you guys just had. Yeah, until we beat you guys again. Until we beat you guys again. Third. We're in second. I think you need to check your stats again, buddy.
How did Cincinnati do today?
At least we didn't lose to the Steelers.
How did they do? Yeah.
Josh, you don't even watch your NFL team. I don't want to hear it, man.
Yeah, because I'm doing this podcast.
That's
some
your
of
choice,
us have
man.
priorities. I'm sitting there asking you a question, and you're got it on mute watching the damn game. The hell out of here, Bickerton.
Well, all I know is this, man. I watched a lot of that game today, and Joe Burrow is moving up my list. Because if anybody saw him come off that field with his damn pinky crooked, yeah, and man, he toughed it out for as long as he could. And to be honest, it was one of those games that looked like the Bengals just didn't want to win. Because they came back, looked like they couldn't do no wrong. They pulled it right back to within 2 points, and then next thing you know, Joe Mixon just bounces the ball off his thigh pad, and then here we go again.
I was so upset.
Dude, it's really been that kind of year, I think, overall for the entire league. It's actually, in my opinion, been kind of sloppy. I don't, it just, like, weird plays like that happen on a regular basis.
Yeah. His last fumble, too, was week 1 of last year against the Chargers. So I think he has like a couple of buddies over there and feels bad for him and gives him the ball or something. I don't know. But one thing I will say is, man, T. Higgins has been going off, man. He needs a lot more praise than he receives. He can go up and high point that ball, and we've seen the last 2 weeks on some big touchdowns, man. So I'm excited for him.
Yeah, he's just building his stock because he wants to go play for somebody else. He wants to play for a real team.
Oh, God.
So I know that wouldn't be the Ravens.
We'll keep
my team was on bye, so...
Yeah.
We're actually happy that...
what are you talking about?
We're just happy to see Baltimore lose. Because that, it's nothing better than seeing the team in front of you lose and you don't even have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all are just adorable.
Some people think the Titans are going to finish out number 1 in the AFC. I saw that on their pregame today. So.
I don't know, man.
The Titans.
That's going to be tough. Yeah.
That is a big part of
The
their
Ravens
game.
would be awesome without Lamar.
I tell you what, y'all could sit there and talk all your trash that you want to, but tell me another team that has been more
We beat
affected
y'all with the trash
by
quarterback we got now.
injuries.
The Cowboys?
What, injuries?
Yeah.
No, look at the Ravens and then talk to me. Done.
The Titans have done it more than anybody in the NFL this year.
Done what?
They've had to bring in more players to take over injured players than anybody in the NFL this year.
Starters? Yeah, we're running on
Pretty
like
sure
third and
half
fourth
those
string.
running backs wasn't on the starting roster. You know, yeah, y'all got hit hard in preseason, man, big time. You know that, and you know, I've always been kind of a hater of Lamar Jackson, but this year I've appreciated him more because he has single-handedly put the team on his back, and he is the reason that they're in the position they're in. He really is, and he deserves all that credit. Losing all that as much as they lost.
Man, he's made some bonehead decisions on some of these passes. I mean, the first interception today, he threw a pick in the damn end zone. I mean, I don't know what he was looking at or throwing off his back foot. And it just, you can't do that. I mean, you do that shit in high school, not in the NFL. But especially when you're sitting there with Tucker, you know. I mean, throw the damn ball away, take your 3 points, be done. But
what about the Lions getting their first dub?
Oh yeah,
on a walk-off touchdown, man. 29-27. So
we were talking about that right before it went live. I don't know if anybody else heard this, but a gentleman put a $34,000 bet on Detroit winning their first game today.
Wow.
And they done it because they were making a meme about it, saying, "Does this dude know something that we don't?" It's like, and then here it is, man. I mean, he won 132K, something like that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, man.
That'd be nice to have that money just to be able to lose, you know? Like,
yeah, you're hoping, yeah. Like,
how much money does that guy have sitting around to be able to throw a bet out like that?
Yeah,
true.
mean, maybe this is his last hurrah. He was like, "This." That's crazy, though, man. I don't. If I even had the money, I don't know if I could bring myself to run it up and put the $34,000 bet. Like, wow.
Yeah, big win over the Raiders, huh? That was surprising, but Heineke's tough, you know. Jay West ain't here to talk about him, but he's tough, man.
Well, Matt, you want to add anything else to Ravensgaming? I put your link in the chat. Well, you've been a big supporter of us, and you've helped us. You know, we're with this streaming, getting set up, and things like that, man. And we're very appreciative of that, and we're appreciative of you being in our leagues and that kind of thing. And I hope we can, you know, continue to grow together as fellow streamers and that kind of thing. And you know, we look forward to seeing you guys this weekend in our tournament coming up. Tell your guys about it if they want in. Like I said, yeah, let's go ahead and try to knock it out. So, but we do appreciate you stopping by, man, and you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, brother. Have a good one.
See you, man. Appreciate you.
All right,
yes,
buddy.
Yes, sir.
Good luck in your tournament.
All right, next up on the list, what do we got, Bickerton?
I think we're gonna be talking about the fantasy league, man. We're getting down to the wire. We're in the divisional week. So who's looking good in those playoffs and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool, man. right now, first thing I see is the Titans went over the Steelers 38-14, so they're moving on there. They came in the number 1 seed on the AFC side. Is that Terry? Is that Terry Nelson? I think I looked
Terry. You know, Terry's the reigning champ from our Regs League last season, and he is just mowing through people once again in the playoffs. He just put a hurt on Allen, and he's a tough player.
Yeah. And then over on the NFC side, we have a very close win. The Cowboys beat the Buccaneers 25-24, and that's Andre White getting that dub.
The Bucks is Vargas, right?
Yeah. Yep. Vargas was in my division. He was tough, man. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then we still got over on the AFC side. We've got the Bengals with Wiggins, and then CJ and his Dolphins,
Walker.
and then
Yep.
I'm supposed to be playing the Bears. We'll be playing hopefully Richard later tonight. So we'll see how that goes. As long as Richard don't chicken out, I hope he's listening. But
I'll tell you what, I'm about to call the law on Richard if he don't stop bullying me.
Yeah, he gets that away.
Yeah, I know.
He gets in his zone, and next thing you know, he's just cheesing it up all over the place.
Tired of it. Quit bullying me, by God, to stop.
Well, I know one thing. I know win or lose, you're going to find out what you did wrong after the game. Richard is going to let you know. I mean, just be expecting a DM and things like that. And Richard's been with us for several years, so it's going to be a tough game. And then hopefully we can wrap up this fantasy season, because this will be the last season of that. And then we'll look to move into our other leagues, and then we'll be having a reboot coming up for Destiny, our Regs League after this season. And right now we've got a Freestyle League with we got registration open for that. Basically, what that is there's not going to be too many rules. It's going to be will be the same rules that we have in our tournaments, and I mean you're looking at maybe a rule here and there when it comes to dumb stuff like wide receivers at tight end and that kind of thing. But we'll pretty much go by whatever try to mirror what the tournament scene's doing at the time and that kind of thing, and that should be interesting. No cool downs, none of that stuff. Really probably going to test the psyche out of a lot of us, that are in that league, and it's going to be interesting. So it's been a long time. I mean, we've been in some leagues that are kind of set up that way right now, but I've just got a feeling with the competition that we bring with our leagues and stuff, man, it's going to be a tough road for sure.
Yeah, I'm real excited about it, man, myself. Just seeing how we've talked about it for a while now, of doing a league like that one time, just kind of throwing it out there and saying, go get it, and I'm curious to see how it works out. I just think that anybody that joins that league needs to understand that, they understand that, like get that through your head right off the get-go. There'll
be no whining about repetitive play calling or running the score up or any of that garbage, so
it's going to be Wild Wild West, and
you've got the right to play however you want to as well.
Yep. And just for the record, I'm just in the league for fun. So for all the bullies out there, stay away from me. Thank you.
I just envisioned you like saying thank you and then like gradually stepping away from the mic right then. Thank you.
I know. I beat up this year, man. The boys came for me and got me. I ain't gonna lie.
It's tough.
Got nothing to say, man.
It's tough. We got guys out here putting in like crazy hours at work, and then you've got guys who are putting in a lot of time on Madden, and they may be, some high school students, or they may be some college students, and a lot more time on their hands and stuff, man. So, we talked about it last week when we talked about these new leagues and things, man. So we're trying to provide an environment for for every type of Madden player. And it's not, and there's no wrong or right. It is just what's going to be the best fit for you, kind of thing. And we've got Terry. Matter of fact, he'll be the lead commissioner for that Freestyle League, and I'll be in there helping him. Making sure that he's not doing anything crazy, and just trying to be there to help him and let him cut his teeth a little bit from an administrative role. And but still, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to definitely see different strategies and play styles. Bickerton, you're not going to be in that, are you?
No, man. I like a little structure, and I don't really run the most cheese. And my schedule is going to be super ramped up. I'm super busy as it is now, but we're going to be practicing every day for baseball, getting ready for March 5th, man. It's going to be my last college baseball game, so we're going to be playing a couple days a week and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to be sticking to the regs
Gotcha.
league and that kind of stuff.
Well, and to touch base on that, as far as how we're going to delegate this stuff, I'll be helping Terry out in the Freestyle League, and then over in the Regs League, it's going to be Bickerton, Jay West, and Allen. They'll be kind of holding that up, and that'll be their responsibility to manage that league. And then Boss will have his Lunch Pail League, which is the working man's league. I'll be in there helping him as well, when he needs it. But I think all three of them we've got a place for you. If you're looking for a league, just reach out to us. On Facebook or even on here. So
yeah.
But I can't wait. Boss, where are you at with your Lunch Pail League? Tell us a little bit about that.
We're getting close, man. To be honest, you've done the most of the work, man, and coming at me and let me know. It was just an idea that I had, and you've helped me, grow it quicker than I expected. So we're getting ready to get that league set up and start getting teams filled as soon as possible. And get it going. I'm real excited about it because I like the premise behind it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's going to be a lot of things offered in that league that I think if people understand where it's coming from, how it could help them so much more to compete better in the other leagues. And I'm right there with them. I'm one of those guys. That's why I wanted to have this league. There's going to be so many things offered. We're going to be able to get in contact with guys to do lab sessions with some of our better guys, such as Terry, Josh, Jay West, those guys that are in the playoffs like all the time. Dylan, if he ends up with time, because I understand he's got a lot going on right now, a lot of awesome things. And so it's just. I'm real excited about it, man. I think the way it's going to go, there's only a few more things we need to talk out and figure out, like as far as advance goes, because I was even thinking as far as being a working man's league instead of being 48, do a 72, just throw an extra day in there. But if the games get played, you go ahead and advance it type deal, where the guys are pressured.
Right.
Because I can only speak for myself. The way I get my league games in, most of my league games are played at late at night. And I literally pull in the driveway, walk in the front door, throw my lunchbox down, walk into my room, and turn my game on and say, "You ready?" Anything else to go about it. That's how I go into it.
Right.
And but that's fine, but it's not fine when you're playing against really good competition. And it shows, I've really taken a back seat this year, and it's a good thing. I love to see that we're growing and we're bringing in a lot of good talent, but the competition part of them is also pouting a lot, going, I can't compete no more. What's wrong? So we kind of threw around this idea, and I know we got some other guys in our league that's already reached out as soon as Josh said something about it, and said almost the exact same things I was saying. I was like, well, oh man, this thing's got some work, man. This is something we could probably pull off, and it's I think it's going to be a good league, man. After it's all said and done, I think it's going to be interesting. I think people are going to really see, and I can't wait for the first guy from my league to start shining in our other leagues if they participate in the other leagues.
Right.
You know, that would be, to me, that would be all worthwhile right there. You know, and so that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good, man. I think with the Freestyle League, I don't know if Terry ever decided if he was going 24 hours or 48. I know we talked about 24 at the beginning, but that may change as well. But I could absolutely understand a 72-hour league, for the Lunch Pail League, and I think it'll be easy, for guys to fit into their schedule, kind of thing, But hopefully everybody's excited and you get it. We do advance every 48 hours.
Yeah, absolutely, or sooner. I'd love for everybody to come in there. It's more of just a thought, thinking about how times are for me and how small of a window I have. And it's strictly off my work schedule because, I don't get off work till so daggone late. It's not funny, so it's already hard to. And it seems like everybody in our league is on Eastern time. So everybody's an hour ahead of me, so that doesn't sound crazy when I go, hey, can you play at 11? That's midnight their time or 1 o'clock their time. It's like,
right.
So it gets pretty difficult sometimes, man.
Eastern gang, boy.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, well, we'll try to get it worked out, man. And like I said, if you're listening and you do want to try your hand at some of our leagues and the options that we're providing, man, just be sure and let us know. I put our Facebook link up to our page as well in the chat, so just let us know. We'll do everything we can to help you out. But to kind of wrap it up, Bickerton, what we got going on in the Regs League?
Well, first and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone listening. If you could, please like, follow, and share this video. We're trying to build a family and brand here. And we can't do that without you guys. So we appreciate you taking your time out of the day to be a part with us right now. As far as the Regs League, man, I was excited. The Bengals started off with we were looking bad, really, man. We were down by 16 points against the Chargers and their high-powered offense, and Nate and I needed to play in the Regs League, so right before halftime we got our game underway. And I ended up winning 34-31. And I mean, Nate's a great user. His team is pretty good. You can't really make too many turnovers against someone like Nate's team. So that was just a fun win. I've been struggling a lot this year. So that felt good to get that win in that division, that AFC North win. Some of the key highlights for that win was Joe Mixon. 21 carries and 204 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. So that was pretty cool. Awuzie, I have an X factor on him, and he had 2 interceptions this game. He finally showed up. So that was really cool. But as far as the rest of the league go, the Rams had another dominant win over Antos, 52-6 in the Bucks. And I mean, Antos, he's a great guy. I literally just woke up at 10:30 or 10:45 this morning. I'm laying in bed and Antos calls me. It was telling me about his game. That was pretty funny. He's like, "Yo, man, I'm so excited for the reboot," and he was telling me what team he wants and everything like that already. So we got some guys very excited for the reboot. But I know there's some guys that are invested into this season and they're focused on this season, like Jay West of the Browns. We were talking the other day, and he's still undefeated. Knock on wood, he's 10-0, so he's excited to see how he can. Oh man, he's balling out with that squad. Yeah,
he is absolutely the team to beat, man.
Yeah, man, I don't even know what the answer is, man. He has that great defensive line. They can stop the run and get you on the pass rush, and his offense is is super nice. I mean, he's a good user in general, but his team puts him over that edge. So, do you run the ball against him? Do you pass? Do you just punt on first down and play defense?
I mean, he's sitting here with the #1 overall seed right now as far as the power rankings. You know, at 10-0, he's scored 401 points in 10 games and has given up 115. So he is basically outscoring his opponents 40-12.
Wow.
And then close behind that is Ken, the Silent Assassin, 9-1, 302-119, and then the Colts, which is Mr. Terry, 401-207. He's sitting at 9-1, and then you got Boss, just right there in the middle of everything, at 9-2 with the Packers, 331-272. Vikings 8-2 with a 342-194. The Jets 7-3. Cowboys 7-3. Ravens 7-4. Cardinals 7-3. Rams 8-3. Panthers 7-3. I mean, it just it goes all the way down. We got a lot of looks like. So you got 13 teams basically who are all close to each other within a couple of games.
Yeah.
So that should be an interesting finish, as long as everybody stays active and that kind of thing. So, Boss, how you doing with your Packers, man?
Man, I'm doing all right. I think it needs to be said. In all honesty, the Vikings is the better team right now. I'm not sure what happened to our second game. Cause me and him was communicating, and then we stopped, and that was on both of us. So our one game we did get to play against each other. He beat me pretty good. So I don't want to take nothing away from him by me getting a sim win over him. Because that's what it was. And so I just wanted to make sure I said that, because I respect Wiggins, man. I think he's a hell of a player, and I don't want to take nothing away from him. But other than that, man, I'm finding my ways. I'm just hanging in there. I've really built the team really well, and I just got to find my niche and stick with it. And I could surprise some people with the Packers, no doubt. I mean, because I was just looking at them. You know how I get down on myself. I was just looking at them. I think I've already got them built up to. It won't take me but a second to get back to it.
Boss, what changes have you made between season 1 and season 2? Because just great difference between the two, honestly.
I just played better, I mean, in some of the games, I just, instead of choking it up, I've held it together and pulled the win out. The second season has slowed down tremendously. I don't know why compared to last season. So I've got a couple of sim wins in here of inactive owners. So that's just where it's changed. Little things like that. And that's how I've got to that point. It's definitely helped me out with adding Thielen. As long as he catches the ball, because he's dropped some couple here lately on me. It's killing me. And to be honest, man, everybody that's played me lately knows I like to run the ball. And I knew that Aaron Jones was a really good running back. I just didn't know if he was my style. Man, he is a monster. I mean, at the end of the day, I can't take nothing away from that guy. That guy is a really good running back. I've had a lot of fun playing with him. And like I said, as far as building my team goes, you start getting a little, when you're somebody like me that puts these teams together and you don't produce, it starts to build on you a little bit. But I'm sitting here, I've got the Packers built up to a 94 overall team, a 94 awesome. Defense, 95 offense, and I haven't done any trades.
Yeah, that's something to be proud of, man. I'll tell you, one of the funnest seasons I ever had in a franchise was when I did not make a single trade. And it's almost like it becomes a personal mission to make each player better and that kind of thing. Keeps a little bit of originality to it. I know, Bickerton, you don't do a whole lot of trades.
Nope,
so that's probably something that's pretty common with you.
Yeah. I mean, even if I don't use the Bengals, I really don't like to trade. I like to keep things real and build those players up.
Yeah, I think it's just a different, it's a different take, man, and that's kind of where I'm at. I had so much fun in that one that I've try to do that. I know that there's been times, especially with some of these leagues coming up and stuff like that, where I may get a little bit carried away with some trades and things, but for the most part, I think your team selection at the beginning, that's going to determine a lot of that stuff. So if somebody comes in and they take the Lions or or the Jets or whatever, those guys are going to have to make some trades,
right?
To be able to compete. So but the flip side of that is you take a team like the Browns. And Jay West, he's done a fantastic job in building his team. It's not he hasn't done anything to really, I guess what you would consider be unfair to anybody else or anything like that. He's built his team. He earned 3 X factors in the off season. When they pass those traits out, he's acquired some guys through free agency and. So he's put together a hell of a team. And then you got Ken. Ken's sitting there at 9-1. Terry's sitting there at 9-1. Terry he'll mingle with some trades and stuff. Ken, he's not a big trader. He might make 1 or 2 here and there. Try to maybe find him a quarterback or something like that. But and the Vikings, I'm not sure what Wiggins has done. But I mean, it's cool, man, to see everybody's thought process as we go through the seasons on these franchises.
All right, Wiggins isn't afraid to trade in the offseason. He had every one of his
that's right.
superstars
He cleaned
and X
house
Factor.
after being runner-up in the Super Bowl. He sure did.
Yeah.
And he's sitting right back here at 8-2.
I know. I can't stand people like that.
I know, man. It's frustrating, man. It's like, what do you know that I don't, man?
Yeah, it's like, bro, come on, man. I'm out here like I'm really trying to. Man, I got a great plan. You know what I mean? And then it's like I didn't even have to do that. So
it reminds me of in college when you have like a test that you spend your time studying all for it, and then you have that smart kid that doesn't spend any time. And you're like,
goes out of bed and goes to work,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's like shit. What the hell's going on around here?
Yeah.
But no, it's been so far, man. It's been an awesome Madden year, and I think the biggest thing, man, when you talk about successes, and Boss touched on it when you asked him about the difference in his success this season versus last season and that kind of thing. I think a lot of it, we could all learn from is, probably the key component is to keep your cool. Stay poised.
Yeah.
You have to accept the fact that this is a broken game, and you cannot let that affect, how the rest of your game's going to go. I mean, this is the same stuff that's been happening since the game come out, and we're in December now, so we've been bitching about the same things for 4 months, give or take. And so as soon as we start getting to that point of being able to move on, and we're going to get emotional and that kind of thing, but it's like get it out and be done. Move on with it. Don't dwell on it. We say it in coaching baseball all the time. When somebody makes an error, don't let 1 turn into 2.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have a short memory, and you got to capitalize on the things that work in your favor, and that has got to be your mindset, going forward. That's how you're going to be successful. You can't focus on all the negative stuff, because then you leave no room for the positive stuff. So this game will absolutely challenge you to your core on that, because we have all seen some of the most ridiculous stuff that has ever been in a Madden franchise ever.
Yeah.
So, but last thing we'll touch on, man, is this tournament this weekend. Pretty much the details is going to be like we talked about earlier when Matt was in here. We'll get his guys coming out and everything. If you guys want to join, please get with us. We would love to have, some outside sources come in and just kind of, participate in what we got going on. But it'll be a $10 entry. We'll handle that through, Venmo or Cash App or whatever you got. We'll find a way to make it happen. $100 to the winner. The runner-up will get, their money back or free entry into our next tournament. So We got some big things coming up. Pretty soon we'll have over on our website, which is JTDGgaming.com. I'm working on it right now, so you'll see a lot of template like demo stuff that's on there. It's not really relevant, but I finally was able to take some time and start figuring out some of it's the most complicated template I've ever seen, or ever had or been exposed to, and finally getting some of that stuff going. But in the future, that's where we're going to generate all of our JTDG stuff. That'll be the central location for all that, with our merch, with our tournaments, just anything. So, and I believe that, going forward, I think we're going to get away from the Facebook stuff, when it comes to as far as communication. So we'll still use Facebook, but for communication with our leagues, we're going to move over to Discord. Just seems like that may help us out a little bit more and simplify things. We got some members that are having trouble due to Facebook updates, and Facebook's starting to crack down on a lot of stuff, and for whatever reason it's flagging people for certain comments and things like that. And in all honesty, I mean, the world is so soft anymore with society, and everybody wants their participation trophies and all that stuff, and if they don't get their way, they're going to take their ball and go home. Well, that's trickled over into the private groups on Facebook, which we've always used Facebook, but we believe that it's time to just move on, and instead of worrying about where we can't maybe talk smack to somebody or something like that in a just a camaraderie kind of way. And but that's pretty much all we got, guys. You guys have anything else you'd like to add before we sign off here?
Yeah, I do. Real quick, man. This week has been a challenging week for me, man. I've had some things go on in life, the ups and downs and things like that, and which has also made me also take a seat, kind of step back and reevaluate how I handle things and how I look at life. And I had somebody send me a quote, man, that hit me a certain type of way, and I just wanted to share it with everybody real quick. It says, somebody is in the hospital right now begging God for the opportunity you have. Don't you dare go to bed depressed. Shake it off. And I don't know, man. I've been hit with that life's too short a lot this week, man. And I want to reach out to everybody and let them know that we may go hard at each other a lot of times in the league and things like that. But anybody that I've had a conversation with in the league or talked to in the league, I've really enjoyed it. And I just want you to know if there's any time something's going down or something ain't right, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. Just holler at me and let's talk it out and let's get things right. And what I also been trying to get better at is not letting the small fires become big fires. If something is kind, if you really just stop and think about, how mad am I going to let this make me? Am I going to let this make me mad on something else that could make something else worse? That could make something else worse. And I'm telling you right now, it is a hard task when you start thinking about it, because you get a little frustration here and then you take it into something else that gives you a little more frustration. And then before you know it, you're a frustrated individual to no end. And sometimes it don't matter what anybody says to you, because we're all grown men and we're very stubborn and stuck in our ways. But I just wanted to throw that out there, man, and how much I appreciate everybody that's a part of this league and everybody that's helping us, how much I appreciate Josh for all the work he's doing, how much I appreciate Jay West for finding the time to come in here while he's trying to get into his first home. And, and he still tries to find time to do what he's got to do. I appreciate Alan running an entire bowling facility on his own pretty much, and still coming in and trying to help out every chance he gets. You got Bickerton that's stepping up big time for a young man, helping us out when he's got a full plate of college, and now his baseball fixing to start up, which is awesome, man. I'm glad to, I was glad and sad at the same time, man. I just hope the best for you. It's like I'm happy as hell for you, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, this is his last college game. When you said it that way, I was like, man, Terry, the young man Terry, how much I appreciate you, man. He is something else, man. But I've enjoyed talking to him, and he's fun. He's fun to talk to if you have a chance to talk to him. Pretty smart kid. He's got his head on straight on a lot of things, man, and I respect that from him. And then I got my young man Nate, man. That's just I can't Nate. I can't even talk about Nate because I will get choked up because Nate is my dog. And I just wanted everybody to know how much I appreciated everything. That's it.
Cool.
Awesome, man.
That's
We
good,
appreciate
boss.
you for sure. Couldn't done all this without you. I know Bickerton. I mean, who's gonna buy his White Claws? You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
I gotta
boss.
give you a hard time, man.
Hey, man, them things are good though.
You're
Man.
a
Don't let 'em talk
freaking
to me,
northerner. You
I
know,
saw
so
that.
you got that
I saw a
against
White
you.
Claw, but yeah, man. Why would I gotta enjoy something. If I'm gonna drink, I gotta be able to drink it. You know, I don't want to be sitting there disgust from the taste. But
Yeah.
I mean, they say beer's an acquired taste, but you're a big bourbon guy, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll have to send some up here to outside Pittsburgh when you get the funds for it.
Buddy, I think that's called bootlegging. So those days are long. Those
You're a
days
big
are long
bootlegger.
gone, brother. I appreciate you trying to sabotage me though in my old age, but I ain't falling for it. But well, guys, we appreciate everybody that's come out and listened to us tonight, and you know we're trying to clean up our podcast and shorten it, you know, from 2 hours, and it looks like that we've got this one, you know, down to a little over an hour, so we're doing a pretty good job on that. And we're, you know, eventually we'll have multiple ones during the week, which we've already said, but we do appreciate every single one of you, and let us know if we can help you in any way. You know, anything with gaming, or you know, like the boss said, man, we're here to help whoever, even if it's real life stuff. So this is a brotherhood that we, you know, are building, and we have built for the past, you know, 18 years, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. The passion is there. You know, we may have to redirect our thought process as far as some of us older guys, and you know, can we compete with all you young people? But there's still, you know, a purpose there, and there's still, you know, a place where I feel like kind of a watering hole kind of thing where everybody can be a part of it. So, but thank you guys, thank you Bickerton, boss. We'll see you guys next week, next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You guys have an awesome evening. Thank you.
Yeah, boy.